freedom of speech is under attack, and it's happening right before our eyes. A school teacher in Ireland has been imprisoned for refusing to conform with the madness and address pupils by their preferred pronouns. Today, we'll be discussing a case that has captured the attention of not just Ireland, but the world. The imprisonment of Enoch Burke, a teacher who refused to bow down to the gender insanity sweeping the Western world and address one of his pupils by their desired pronouns, has sparked international debate. This isn't just about one man's stand. It's about a broader issue, one that threatens the very foundation of free speech in our society. Enoch Burke, a devout Christian and teacher, refused to comply with his school's directive to refer to a student by gender-neutral pronouns. For this, he was suspended, and when he continued to defy the school's orders, he was imprisoned for contempt of court. Now, as his case gains international recognition, protests have erupted outside the prison where he is held. Supporters from around the world are rallying to his cause, demanding his release. His imprisonment isn't just an isolated event in Ireland, it's a signal. Across the globe, people are watching, concerned that this case marks a dangerous precedent for freedom of speech. Enoch Burke's situation reminds us of what Jordan Peterson warned about years ago.
For them, I think, is an entirely spurious argument, especially given that there's no evidence that moving the language in a compelled manner in this direction is going to have any beneficial effect.
Peterson rose to international prominence when he refused to comply with Canada's Bill C-16, which he saw as a government overreach into compelled speech. He warned that this path, where individuals are forced by law to use certain pronouns, would erode freedom of expression. And now, we see echoes of that warning playing out in real time. In August 2022, Enoch Burke was jailed after defying a court order, and so, for standing by his principles, Burke was sent to Mountjoy Prison. He has now been held in jail for Laos with no signs of his release anytime soon, as he continues to refuse to back down from his stance. Now, it's important to acknowledge that the immediate reason for Burke's imprisonment is his contempt of court. He has repeatedly breached court orders, including his bail conditions, which ultimately led to his arrest and continued detention. However, we cannot ignore the fact that the underlying issue here is his refusal to refer to a student as they. This refusal sparked the initial conflict, leading to his suspension, which escalated into the legal battles that have put him behind bars. It's crucial to recognize the root cause, even as the legal technicalities unfold. Despite the passing weeks and months, Burke remains resolute. He will not agree to the court's terms, and for that, he stays behind bars. Protests have gathered outside Mountjoy Prison, where supporters demand his release, viewing his imprisonment as a clear violation of free speech. These supporters are not limited to Ireland. People from across the globe are following his case, expressing concern about the broader implications this holds for freedom of expression. Jordan Peterson saw it coming. He warned that when the state or institutions compel speech, it's not about respect or inclusivity anymore, it's about control. Whether one agrees or disagrees with Burke's beliefs, the real issue here is whether individuals should be forced to say things that conflict with their conscience. We need to make something very clear. It is the right of every individual to be addressed as they wish. But equally, it is the right of every individual to refuse to participate in what they believe to be false. It is a fundamental freedom to hold personal beliefs and express them without fear of persecution. The imprisonment of Enoch Burke signals a worrying trend, one that poses a grave danger to society. If we start down this path of enforcing specific ideologies through the courts, where does it end? Once we allow governments or institutions to dictate speech, we are no longer living in a free society. We're living in one where dissenting voices are silenced. This erosion of free speech is not just an attack on a teacher, it's an attack on the very bedrock of a free society. The right to speak freely, to question, to challenge the status quo is one of the most fundamental freedoms we have. Without it, we lose the ability to think critically and make informed decisions. We've seen it time and time again throughout history. When speech is censored, societies crumble. We must stand vigilant, because when free speech is slowly removed, it's only a matter of time before all other freedoms follow. The case of Enoch Burke is not just about pronouns, it's about something much larger, the very essence of freedom. His story, like Jordan Peterson's warnings, serves as a wake-up call for all of us. Will we allow our societies to become places where only approved opinions are permitted? Or will we stand for free speech, even when it's difficult? This case should serve as a reminder to us all. Freedom of speech is fragile, and if we don't fight for it now, we may lose it forever. Thank you for watching. If you believe in protecting free speech, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue the conversation in the comments below.